So in today's video I'll be showing you guys 12 ways to use the pwd command, and the pwd command stands for print working directory. So what this command does is it prints the full file name of the current working directory, and it has two flags and it takes no arguments. So the first option that can be used with this command is the -L, which stands for logical, and this option uses pwd from the environment even if it contains symbolic links. And then the second flag is the -P, which stands for physical, and when you use this option, the pwd command avoids all symbolic links. So if both L and P are used, the L option is taken into priority, and if no option is specified at the command prompt, pwd will avoid all symbolic links, and so P is assumed. So another name for symbolic links is the soft links or the sim links. So if you hear me referring to soft links, sim links or symbolic links, I'm basically referring to the same thing. So the exit status of the pwd command is such that it returns a 0 unless an invalid option is given or the current directory cannot be read. So when it returns a 0, it shows that it has succeeded. But if it returns an non-zero character, it shows that the command has failed to execute. So an important thing to note is that your shell may have its own version of pwd, which usually supersedes the version which is described here. So we'll use the bin pwd instead of pwd alone. And the reason for this is because pwd alone means the shell built-in pwd, and your shell may have a different version of it. So when we use bin pwd, we are calling the binary version of that command. So both versions of the command print the current working directory, though the binary version has many options. So I'll encourage you to refer to your shell's documentation for details about the options it supports. So for the first option, we'll first open our terminal. So use Ctrl-Alt-T, or you can open it from applications menu, whichever way you prefer. So I'll just enlarge this for you. Yeah, that should be good. And then the first command we'll do is the bin pwd, which will show us our current working directory. Yeah, so my current working directory is home Irene, and of course it will differ depending on the computer you're using. And then the second option is you're going to create a symbolic link of a folder. For example, the var html folder will create a symbolic link for it. So maybe we'll name the symbolic link something like bubble. So we'll move to the newly created directory and print the working directory with and without symbolic links. So the first thing I do is type in this command ln -s and then the path to the directory that I want to create the symbolic link for, and then now the name that I want to give it. So I'll give it maybe htm. So ln is used to create hard links and soft links or symbolic links for files in Linux. So soft links contain the path for the original file and not the contents, and a soft link can link to a directory. But a hard link cannot be created for directory because we are trying to avoid recursive loops. So if the original file is removed, then the hard link will still show the contents of the file. But for today's video, I'll only be talking about the soft links or the symbolic links or sim links. So after writing this command, so htm is the name of a link which you have given to this directory. So after writing this command, you hit enter, and then it has created the symbolic link, and then we'll cd into it. So you do a cd htm. Now you are in that directory. So option number 3, we'll print our working directory from the environment even if it has symbolic links. So we'll use the -L option, which stands for logical. So you'll do a bin pwd -L, hit enter, and then it shows you the path for your working directory. And then and then the option number 4 will print our actual physical working directory without any symbolic links. So we'll use -p, which stands for physical. So you can just retype the command, replace the L with P, and then take note of the case. So in the first one, for the logical, you can see it has shown you there at the directory of cd'd into is the HTM, and then for the physical, it shows you the complete path of the directory. So it is var://html, and then to delete or remove a symbolic link, you need to have the right permissions on the directory that contains the sim link. So when you remove a sim link, the file it points to is not affected. So to delete a sim link, you invoke the rm command followed by the sim link name. So for option number 5, we'll print the version of our pwd command. So you write bin /pwd 2 hyphens and then version. So mine is version 8.28, yours might be different. And then number 6, we are going to print all the locations containing the executable named pwd. So you use this command, type -a pwd, and then this is your output. Pwd is a shell built-in, pwd is bin, pwd which is the binary version. And then for option number 7, I'm going to show you how you can store pwd command in a variable and print its value from that variable. So this is very important, especially if you're doing shell scripting. So to do this, you'll choose a variable. So in my case, I'll use x. So you choose your variable, x is equals to, and then $, brackets, pwd. Then you hit enter. Now you have created the variable and you have assigned it the value of your current working directory. So if you've done programming before, you understand what I'm saying. So then we'll use echo, and then you write current working directory is the value of that variable. So remember, after echo you put the double quotes. So you'll write current working directory is, and then you put a colon and then the variable, which means that the final output will take the value of the variable, which will be a current working directory, and that is what will be output in place of x. So you hit enter and it shows you current working directory is home Irene, which is my current working directory. And then for option number 8, I'll show you how you can check your previous and current working directory at the same time. So you just type in echo, you put the quotes, and then a $, pwd, a space, a $, and then old pwd. So be careful about the case because this Linux is case sensitive. So this is a $, and put the quotes. Then hit enter. So my present working directory is home Irene, and the previous one I was in was home Irene HTM. So for option number 9, I'll show you how you can display the absolute path starting from root of the pwd binary file. So I'll clear this. And then you just type in bin pwd. Then it shows you it's home Irene. So for option number 12, I'm going to write a shell script that analyzes your current working directory in your home directory. So for example, if you're under directory A, it will output you're in directory A, or else it will create directory A under your home directory and ask you to cd into it. So we'll first create a directory A, and then under it we'll create a shell script file with the name pwd.sh. So the name of my directory will be neri. So to create a directory in Linux, use mkdir and then the name of your directory. So I'll do mkdir and then my name, hit enter. So it's already created, and then we'll cd into it. Then we've already moved into it, and then we'll create a shell script called pwd.sh. So I'll use the nano editor, so we'll do sudo nano pwd.sh. So if you don't want to use nano editor, maybe you want to use Visual Studio Code or Sublime Text or just any editor. So for Visual Studio Code, we'll just write sudo code pwd.sh or whatever name you want for your file. For Sublime Text, you'll use sudo subl and then the name of your file .sh. So we'll add a script to our file. So we hit enter, it opens this for you, and then I've already copied the script that I want. So according to whatever you wanted your script to do, you'll just use that. So I'll paste mine in, but if you want to check out my script, it will be in my website, which will be in the description below. Yeah, so this is my script. Yeah, so you can see here the script how it's supposed to run. So if my variable x is equals to my current working directory, then it will output for me you're in my directory, and then else it will create my directory and then ask me to cd into it. So when you finish, you can save it by using Ctrl O. So I'll use Ctrl O, then I'll save it as pwd1.sh, and then yes, so it shows you wrote 14 lines, and then to exit you just use Ctrl X, goes back to the terminal. So after that, we'll give execute permission and run our script. So we'll do a sudo 755 and then the name of my file, which is pwd1.sh. Hit enter. Then after that, to run it, you do and then the name of your file. So it is pwd1.sh. Then hit enter, and it shows you are now in whatever your directory is. So another important concept to understand is that the shell has a notion of a default location in which any file operations will take place, and this is called its working directory. So if you try to create new files or directories, or to view existing files, or even delete them, the shell will assume you're looking for them in your current working directory unless you take steps to specify otherwise. So it's quite important to keep an idea of what directory the shell is in at any given time, because deleting files from the right directory could be very disastrous. So if you're ever in doubt, the pwd command will tell you exactly what your current working directory is. So if you're ever unsure about your current working directory, just type in the pwd command and it will give it to you. Yeah, so that is the end of my video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who are Linux noobs, or just anyone you think will be interested in seeing it. And please subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.